Shieldbreaker, written by Hixchem.
How many?
Captain Gaunt asked into the microphone. He released the button on the side and waited several agonizing seconds for the crackling reply. By my count, sir, 76. Gaunt cursed under his breath, then clicked the microphone back on. Any salvageable? The reply was immediate. None, sir. Around Gaunt, the bridge crew of the ultralight starship Revenant's Blade bowed their heads. A few muttered quick, quiet prayers. Very well, secondary team make ingress and assist in recovery of the bodies. Comms team, begin downloading and analysis of the ship's data cores. Get me coordinates before recovery operations are complete. Gaunt clipped the microphone back on the bulkhead above him. He turned to his intelligence officer, a lanky young man, barely 20 years of age, and covered in freckles. Davidson, is it? The young man nodded. Based on what we've seen in the past several encounters, can you give me any insights as to what these bastards are doing? Davidson pressed his glasses up to his face. Sir, he began with his reedy voice. The first encounter is rather ill-defined. There was no clear course. It was more exploratory than anything. Like they didn't know what they would find, only that they would find something of importance. The second encounter was considerably cleaner. They were more meticulous, and I believe they would have taken considerably more time in their work. The third encounter, he hesitated, taking a shuddering breath. Gaunt placed a hand on Davidson's shoulder. Steady, son. Take a deep breath, and then tell me about the third encounter. Nearby, another crewman spoke up. Sir, Davidson's sister was on a ship in the third encounter. Gaunt looked up. The crewman quickly returned to his duties. Gaunt turned back to Davidson. He spoke again, quieter this time. Is that true, Mr. Davidson? Did you lose family in the third encounter? Davidson nodded silently. Speak up, son. Did they take your sister? Yes, sir. Then let's work through the problem. Tell me what they're doing, and we can find them and put this right. Davidson pulled his glasses from his face and wiped them clean with a small handkerchief in his pocket. His voice picked up again, now devoid of emotion. The third encounter was considerably more precise. Each of their specimens, Gaunt shuddered the word, was vivisected slowly, carefully, methodically, and each lasted between 20 hours and 6 days before succumbing to the procedures. From the autopsies and some recovered security hollows, they were monitoring blood levels during the procedures, being sure to continually return the blood after running it through an analytical instruments. These enabled them to keep the subjects alive the entire time. Gaunt exhaled slowly, maintaining the composure his rank required. Davidson continued. At the end of each subject's life, the researcher made note of a particular spike on one of their measurements, but the text isn't in a language that we can translate yet, so I'm not sure what the importance is. I can tell you that it must be a compound in the blood that increases just before death, but I'm not 100% clear on which one yet. Gaunt nodded. Very good, Mr. Davidson. If you come up with any more insights after the next set of data comes through, bring it to me immediately, regardless of the hour. He turned to his XO. Commander Wright, you have the con. Commander Wright looked at the captain. She spoke crisply. Aye, sir. I have the con. Going to armory again. If anyone needs me, he replied, stepping through the door and into the corridor outside. They get lost the sister in the third, and he's already back at his post at the sixth. Gaunt wove through the halls of his ship, crew members standing aside as he passed. He came to the door of the armory and raised a hand to knock, then hesitated for a moment. Rapping on the door twice more with his knuckles, he called out, Dr. Oswald! It's opened, my good captain. Do come in, please. Are your devices secured? They are indeed, sir. Gaunt turned to the latch, feeling it click, and then pressed it open an inch. The sound of the charging supercapacitor greeted him, followed quickly by the suddenly more urgent voice of Dr. Oswald. Wait! I almost forgot the new one. Gaunt waited patiently, all too familiar with the sequence of events that started with an assurance of safety and followed immediately by the acknowledgement of a failure to actually check it. The door pulled open at last, Dr. Oswald looking sheepish. Doctor, have you considered including a failsafe in your creations? What, like a safety? Then they wouldn't work when you find them. That is very much the point, Doc. Oh, fine. I'll see to it for all future iterations. So, what brings you to my humble corner of the universe? I came to see how your work was coming along. We may be very close to finding the harvesters that you were briefed about, and I'd like to know if you can provide any, improvements to our current capabilities. Actually, sir, I believe I may have finally stumbled upon an inspiration. It's quite a delightful tale. How it happened, you see, I was sitting in my chair thinking about the nature of matter and— Doctor, please. Fine. As always, I shall acquiesce to the needs of my patrons. I have modified the matter recycler in my waste bin such that the field would be reshaped in a linear fashion. Uh-huh. Do you see? Dr. Oswald's eyes glittered with barely concealed glee. I do not. The doctor's face fell. Shall I demonstrate the effect, then? If the underlying science is to be left in inelegant obscurity, please do. I am a fan of the visual effects of your work. Dr. Oswald placed a watermelon on a simple wooden stool in the center of the room. Gaunt made a mental note to find out later how Dr. Oswald had managed to smuggle a watermelon aboard a ship and keep it hidden for the better part of a year. The doctor set up a small device on the watermelon and tapped a few buttons. A faint pink field shimmered around the emerald rind. Very good. Now this field emitter is projecting the same frequency as the harvester's own shields. And, like those shields, it is very much impervious to kinetic projectiles and to energy weapons. He fired a shot from a plasma pistol that was lying on a nearby workbench. The bolt dissipated across the field's surface, the watermelon remaining unblemished. My new device, however, is based on the very same technology that we use to deal with common municipal garbage. As you know, garbage is passed through a field which forces the electronic wave functions to collapse onto atomic nuclei, forcing molecular bonds to break, dissolving complex matter into— Doc! Ugh. You are an insufferable Luddite, Captain. Dr. Oswald lifted another weapon from the table, aimed it at the watermelon, and pulled the trigger. There was no sound, no beam of light, nothing to indicate the weapon had been fired, except for the dissolution of the watermelon into ash and fine particulate dust inside the shield. Impressive, Doctor. This weapon passes right through their shielding. It does, which, as a bonus, allows us then to target the shield generators themselves and subsequently expose them to conventional weaponry such as— He gestured to the wall of weapons behind him. This is your finest work yet, Dr. Oswald. Will you please share these advancements with the engineering team? I'd like them to apply these modifications to our ship's weapon systems, and they do always enjoy your visits. I should be delighted, Captain Gaunt. I shall go as soon as I have cleared away the mess here and secured the other weapons. Gaunt left the armory, closing the door just as a shot was followed by a small concussive blast. He'd need to remember to provide a commendation to whichever engineer took the initiative and added the reinforced bulkheads to the armory. He worked his way through the few other areas of the ship, checking on things here and there. Over the next hour, he made his way back to the bridge. Report, he said as he entered. Commander Wright gave no indication of being surprised at his return and answered immediately. Captain, the primary team has completed the sweep of the harvester ship. Secondary team is nearly back with its last bodies, and the comms team has concluded their analysis. Do their conclusions include a set of coordinates? They do, sir. I took the liberty of instructing the helm to prepare a course. I assume, given the level of noise coming from engineering decks, that your sojourn to the armory was fruitful. As always, Commander Wright, your perception lacks nothing. Dr. Oswald has removed the enemy's shielding from our considerations in future engagements. Very good, sir. Captain Gaunt lifted a microphone from its place in the bulkhead. Mission teams, are all members returned to the ship and secured for travel? 3 quick affirmatives replied and came back over the intercom. Gaunt clipped the microphone back and turned to his helmsman. Helm, is your course set? Aye, sir. Good! Let's go get these sons of bitches. End of story. And that, my friends, concludes this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and